Say hey, everyone. Welcome into another edition of Say Hey Plays. My name is Jose Bouquett. Alongside me is my guy who joins me every Monday at Spin Doc Sports. Doc, a little allergy riddled, but how was your weekend over there? Oh, we got you muted over there, too.
Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah. A little bit of allergies going on right now, but didn't dampen the weekend. Had a good profitable weekend. So new week, new money, and ready to get at it. Also hit on the uniform you happen to be wearing right now. So that was fun.
Yep.
That's right. There was no doubt in my mind that they were winning, and they were winning big yesterday. So, yeah.
That's good. Hey, I'm glad we're all on the same side there. I also had a good weekend, obviously, with that. I got slapped in the chest by a wrestler. That was fun. A video that you guys can see on social media. If you guys want to look, it's on the Pub Culture TV shorts. You can go watch that. My chest is still red. It is definitely still red there, but
took your first bump, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Took your first bump.
So now I'm gonna go watch that dude wrestle on June 17th. Now it's gonna be a whole lot of fun.
Love it.
Yeah, I got slapped by a double champ, Doc. I mean, what can we say? It was a great time.
Love it. That's awesome.
Yeah, so shout out to all that. But let's get into this baseball card here,
Let's
Doc.
do it.
We've got a lot of good matchups to talk about, particularly the first one here with my guy, Shohei Ohtani, the greatest to ever do it, versus Grayson Rodriguez, who has not lost a game he started in since his first start of the season. So shout out to Grayson. Obviously, he's gotten some run support. 5 innings and 2/3. 5 2/3 innings pitched last time out. 7 hits, 2 earned runs against the Tampa Bay Rays. A really good start there. A great appearance. You can't ask for anything else from a young pitcher like him, especially against the best team in baseball. Ohtani coming off, we say he's struggling, but 3 earned runs, 4 earned runs, 5 earned runs in his last 3 starts. That's just not Ohtani-esque, but you're still taking it from a guy like him. So I passed this game initially, Doc, and that'll be a theme of today's card. I only seem to have 2 plays, maybe 4, considering 2 of them might be double ups on each game that I'm looking at here. But this was a tough game. Both squads are hitting righties about average. 104 weighted runs created plus for the Angels this month. That's 10th actually for the month. 102 full season, so it's okay. And then the Orioles have actually been struggling against righties this month. 81 weighted runs created plus, 4th best. So first 5 under, perhaps for me. This is a cheap price for Ohtani, but the Orioles are that good, so I pass this game.
Yeah, I'll keep it brief on this one. Pass from me here. I think that you probably said it all with both teams against righties here. So there's really nothing that I want in terms of the actual side for this one. From a strikeout perspective, we talked about this before. There's only 2 ways to go for Ohtani, and that's over or nothing. It's just you just literally can't fade the man right now because of how he's pitching. Even though he did miss this number very, very recently, it's over or nothing. With Grayson, Grayson's been a little bit more up and down. He started off with a stellar chase and whiff rating. Both of those are down in the 52nd percentile right now. And his first strike percentage in his first few starts was well over 65%, now down to 56.8, which for those of you that have watched me on this show and others know that I like to see the 60% mark to really start thinking about a player. And then if you're thinking about the over for strikeouts here, you also got to remember that the Angels last 15 days against righties only striking out 21.8% of the time. That's a marked improvement and change from what they've been recently. Grayson's control has been a little shaky lately. So for strikeout prop for Grayson, I don't see it. I especially don't see it at the 5.5. I think that on a traveling in day to try to take an under for somebody who's this close, especially when his weighted average is right around this number, is probably a dangerous proposition. So I am just off this game entirely.
Agreed. I'm off. A lot of O's love in the chat. Rick J mentioning the Orioles struck out 13 times yesterday. You can kind of imagine if they did that yesterday. I think the emphasis today will be to get the bat on the ball as well. So pass game from here, pass game for Doc. Let's go on to another great series. These American League East series will always be good, no matter who is playing in division. Yankees versus Blue Jays. Yankees going opener here, something I don't feel like we've seen very often from the Yankees, I'll be honest. Jimmy Cordero going to get the start, and allegedly our guy Brito going to follow him after. I was kind of pissed off this morning when I woke up, capped Johnny Brito, and saw Jimmy Cordero starting. Allegedly he's still coming in after. But honestly, if I'm backing aside here, it's absolutely the Yankees, because Alek Manoah has not been the same guy this year. Just kind of look at his metrics, look at his slider in particular from this year to last year. Just has not been the same. Pitch clock, whatever it might be, just not pitching well, et cetera, just has not been the same. And I've not really wanted to back Manoah in most any start. The only time I want to back him is when he's facing someone that he hates, like Garrett Cole. And he's not pitching today, so no thank you. Pass game, lean to the Yankees. No, we got you muted again.
For me, nothing here for me either. With Manoah, you talked about how his metrics have been all out of whack. It's actually his caloric intake that's been out of whack. Was talking about this with Sharpie earlier. The man just showed up grossly overweight for training camp. His velo has been down. His control has been kind of all over the place. It's really hard to trust Manoah at this point in any situation. I want none of this 4.5 for the strikeout line. It seems super low for a guy like him. And quite honestly, yes, last year it was. But now you have a guy whose first pitch strike is now not only under 60%, it's also under 58, 57.6% last and for overall for the season. Yankees' first strike percentage in the last 15 days is under 60%. They're actually seeing the ball quite well over the last 15 days with some of the pitchers that they've been facing. So where they rank here is they rank well above league average in lowest outside the zone swing rating. You factor that with how often Manoah throws a first pitch strike. Those two things don't add up. And they're also number one overall in contact during that same period of time. The only team in baseball who is over 82%. So if you're looking at a strikeout prop, I would probably go with the under for Manoah. It's not something I'm actively looking to put my money behind, but this guy is just not the same pitcher. So nothing here.
No, I agree. And by the way, shout out to my guy, Justin McElvey, who's on vacation, but I got a good laugh at his comment there. I should mention his Stacks pod over 9 here for the Yankees game. And you should feel good about it. It's gone up to 9.5 there, Justin. So feel good about it. Enjoy your vacation and let me know where you guys are, where you're at in vacation. I'm sure you had a good time. Shout out to Rick J real quick, by the way. Rick J, I believe it was you last time out that you mentioned the Tanner Bibby or Bybee, I should say. I always call him Bibby in my head. Tanner Bybee, Mr. Patrick Sandoval start yesterday. So shout out to you, my man. That was good money. It was great. And there, we had that lovely comment. So shout out to you big time there, my dude. Let's move on versus the Seattle Mariners versus the Boston Red Sox here. And Doc will be right back here. So get my lovely face with lovely Joel behind us as well. Seattle Mariners, Red Sox here. George Kirby, Tanner Houck. This game screamed under to me, but you look at the weather and you've got 10-mile-an-hour winds blowing out to Fenway and basically the entire game. So this seems like an easy over just weather-wise, but I like both these pitchers enough to just pass on the total completely here. The Red Sox have had a little bit of a spurt here, a little bit of a downturn. They got swept by the Cardinals. Realistically, they should have won both 2 games of the 3, but obviously Kenley shitting down his pants those 2 games weren't helpful. Cardinals get the last one pretty easily. So I'm not that worried about the Red Sox, but obviously Seattle's a good squad, and George Kirby is a sicko. George Kirby is really, really good. His last 3 starts, 7 innings, 6 hits, no earned runs against the Texas Rangers team that is good. They're a good squad, so we got to respect them. Oakland, 7 innings, 7 hits, 3 earned runs. Philadelphia Phillies, 8 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run there. Pitching plus wise, George Kirby, I'm fairly certain I know, I think it's location plus actually is what he's tops at. Yeah, location plus leads the league, most accurate pitcher right now in baseball, it seems. 111 location plus there. Second on that list is our dearly departed Drew Rasmussen, and tied for second with him is Joe Ryan at 109. So locating his stuff. Pitching plus is at 110 right there. So you can see how high he's third in the league at 110. And his stuff plus is only 101. So he's just dotting up where he wants it to go. And he's a really good pitcher. So I pass this game. Like I said, I lean under. But the weather in the game is kind of making me a little scared and to not want to bet on it. So first 5 under for me there. Full game under perhaps, with 2 good bullpens as well, but the weather keeping me off of that game. Let's check out the comment real quick as well. I like ASD. Why is Embiid crying there? Because he got beat by the Celtics, obviously. I need him to keep me company today. It makes me feel more secure about myself. Rick J said, I've been trying to convince myself all day to take the Angels. And by the way, Carlos Garcia, reverse cowgirl play of the game. The Twins money line. Shout to you there. That's very funny. By the way, JPZ also saying, go fuck yourself because it can't fade his Dodgers. That was very funny. And Rocco, 100%. Kenley ruined those last 2 days. Those 2 games really ruined my day. That made me very angry, especially the Chris Sale start. But shout out to you for that call. That was awesome. Mr. Heat liking no run in the first inning in this game as well. I like it too on the face. I just hope that the wind doesn't fuck you up there, Mr. Heat. But I like it. 2 good pitchers here. Believe in Tanner Houck a little more. He gives up runs, but he's always keeps the Red Sox in games. So pass game for me there. Let's move on. Milwaukee Brewers, St. Louis Cardinals. Freddie Peralta versus Jack Flaherty. A good pitching matchup like 2 years ago, unfortunately. More leaning towards the Flaherty side on that one because he's kind of been, I don't know, in the vortex of all the Cardinals bullshit that's been going on this year. Weird year for the Cardinals in general. They have the Tyler O'Neill stuff. They have the fucking Wilson Contreras stuff. Now Jack Flaherty like talking shit to reporters and all that stuff about his fastball, his velocity's dropped, and everyone's hitting it now. So it's a concern, obviously, for the Cardinals and Flaherty, and really why I don't want to back him here. I'll say this. If I had to pick a side here, it'd be maybe a Cardinals team total over because Freddie Peralta, though he has pitched well against the Cardinals, last year he got crushed in the 1 start against them. Can kind of forgive it. The year before he pitched pretty well, and then this year he's already had a start against them. 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, and a 6-1 win there at home versus the Cardinals. Now he's going on the road. I just can't fade him here, unfortunately. And the Cardinals have been the best offense this month so far. 135 weighted runs created plus against righties. So the offense starting to get together. Maybe the pitching starting to find its form coming off of a sweep of the Red Sox. We'll see how it goes. Doc, returning back on the show.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
Sorry about that. All right. So
what do you think
Brewers
about this game, Doc? Yeah.
Lean on the Brewers for this one just because Peralta has been so good. When you compare some of the recent home performances that the Cardinals have had against, quite frankly, just subpar right-handed pitchers. I mean, you have Spencer Turnbull on May 6th, who struck out 6 and almost had a 5 or 6 inning shutout. You have Ronzi Contreras, who struck out 6. You have Johan Oviedo, who struck out 10. You have Vince Velasquez, who struck out 6. This is not the Cardinals team of that you might remember with Pujols and Arenado and et cetera, and Goldie and et cetera, et cetera. They have struggled a little bit here. The other problem that I see here for the Cardinals is that I was actually on for a small play, was on Flaherty's K's over for the last start that he had, and he was laboring. So if you look at his advanced metrics, velo was down, spin was down a little bit, and there were just a few times where you could see it very subtly where he was clutching, he was just kind of tugging at his about where his shoulder would be, and he's had some problems with those injuries. He said he was fine after the game, was just some stiffness, soreness, tightness, what have you, but it's something to really be concerned about.
Oh, we got a frozen Doc there for a second. Okay, we'll see. We'll see if Doc can cook here. This might be a Doc Wi-Fi thing here. We'll pull Doc and let him come back here for a second. He got a little bit of frozen there, but very funny. That's a very funny face to get frozen on. Let's go. By the way, I just wanted to mention real quick before we move on from that game. Jack Flaherty also has faced the Brewers this year. 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, and a 4-0 loss there, plus 135 dog, but still a good start. Still passing here. I'll be seeing how that goes. Doc, that's just a very funny face that Doc got frozen under there. So let's move on to Atlanta versus the Rangers here, and we get to one of my plays here. Braves. I don't know why you willingly choose to throw lefties against the Atlanta Braves, and Cody Bradford here making his debut. Is it alleged that he's going to be an opener? I would love to see that information. I'm going to refresh RotoWire real quick. No, it says he's a primary, and he's throwing the innings like he is a primary in AAA this year. 6 innings, 4 hits, no earned runs. 5 1/3, 4 hits, 2 earned runs. 5 innings, 3 hits, no earned runs. He's pitched well in AAA, but guess what? You're facing the Atlanta Braves, one of the best offenses in baseball, in particular, one of the best offenses against lefties. First this month, 217 weighted runs created plus. Full season, 152 weighted runs created plus. This just, I don't know about you guys, just kind of seemed pretty simple to me. Braves team total over. Braves first 5 team total over here for me. I'm going to grab my book real quick and see what prices I got on that real quick. Atlanta team total over 5 minus 105, and first 5 team total over 2.5 at minus 105 there for me. I do also like the over in this game, like Gerald Jones is saying there as well. But I just would rather focus on the Atlanta Braves just being a better squad here and take the Braves. And if Charlie Morton does his thing, pitches well, which he's been okay last couple of starts. 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs against the Red Sox. 5 1/3, 6 hits, 4 earned runs against Miami. The Mets, and then at Miami, 7 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run there. So he's pitched well. Like JP saying, good luck in your first start against the Atlanta Braves. I mean, that's just fucking shit luck. They had Dane Dunning last night, and I was like, okay, that's a reasonable thing. But instead, let's just throw the rookie with the lefty that, of course, the Braves see lefties the best out of anyone. So it just seems like a very questionable decision at best. So Braves team totals there for me, back-to-back, first 5 and full game. Let's move on here, and I hope Doc is all right. Maybe his Wi-Fi or something went out, because like he said, he's getting some new rugs and shit installed. Maybe something got knocked out. Who knows? But we'll see Doc here hopefully soon. Cubs, Astros. We've got Framber Valdez versus Jameson Taillon, and traditionally this would be like maybe I'll take the Cubs here. They're 5th against lefties, full season, 121 weighted runs created plus. A Cubs team total I just wouldn't hate necessarily, but this month against lefties so far, 19th against lefties, 99 weighted runs created plus, so about average. And Framber Valdez is very, very good. He's not your ordinary lefty. 8 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run against the Angels, who see lefties well. Giants last time out don't, but 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs there, and against the Phillies, 7 innings, 8 hits, 3 earned runs there, his last 3 starts. Astros still aren't hitting anyone either, so I'm not going to be betting the Astros really until Jose Altuve comes back, and maybe that'll be in a couple of days here soon. But that'll probably be when the offense gets going and they have their leader back and all their juices start flowing, but not yet. And I'm not backing the Cubs here because of just their struggles recently against lefties. So let's look at the comments as always. Rocco saying a little Astros -1 here as well. By the way, JPZ asking about if the Braves traveling back from Canada factors in the cap. It's a good point. I hadn't really thought about it, obviously, or honestly, and I don't think it's too big of a deal. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yesterday was a day game as well. And, they take the flight probably right after and then get to Texas, late night, probably have the whole day to chill. So I don't think it'll be as bad. And, going to customs is obviously a pain in the dick, but and not something they do, I'm sure, very often, because how many times are the Braves going to Canada? So it's a factor for sure, but I still believe in just a debut of a young lefty. It's not going to go well against the Braves. But thank you for your question, JPs. As always, fire them in there, and I'll always answer any questions. And look at that. Woo, can you see? I'd be more worried with Texas coming back home after a road trip as well. So there's another comment there. Chaz Lamar saying, let's go Astros. Air Dog took Astros -1.5 here. And Craig Wood saying neither team is hitting well under 8. Interesting numbers there. Yeah, it's a pass game. It's Astros. I guess -1. I like that. I like that look. It's a little juicy for me, but I have nothing to do with this game. Cubs not hitting lefties enough. And Framber Valdez is elite. My favorite lefty in baseball still. Next game, bum fight. But it's an interesting bum fight. We've got Rockies Reds with Hunter Green on the bump here. I was really thinking about how Hunter Green's fastball would play in Coors. That was my main thing about this cap. How will the spin be affected in Coors? Will it not rise as much? Will it stay flat and make it easy for Rockies hitters to hit? And that was just what was percolating in my head. And shout out to the Rockies. I appreciate them. Me and picks from Dave both cash big there. First 5 +153, full game -1.5 at +230. Those are probably my best bets of the year so far in what's been a shit year. And by the way, just a record update real quick. 92 and 120, 92 and 124, down 36 units, was down 40 units at one point. Thank God I got out of that one. But yeah, I maybe it's a little bit of a recency bias with the Rockies here, but I definitely lean that way just because I'm a little concerned about how well that fastball is going to play for Hunter Green in Coors. The numbers, obviously, with both these teams, they don't hit either one or hit either side. And Connor Seabold's not a guy that impresses me. So I guess I lean over, but it's just the fact that it's in Coors really is the only reason booing me that. So I pass this game pretty easily at the end of the day. And Craig Wood mentioning a chilly, wet day in Coors. Maybe that's why you can see the total drop down a little bit. 11.5 last night, 11 now. So I can see that. And by the way, Professor Chris took the Cubs, took them +170 and the run line -130 there. So I lean under, I guess. I mean, that's after all the information. But like I said, the only reason I lean over is just because it's Coors Field, and that's not really hard data. If you look at the numbers against righties for the last 2 weeks, last month and full season, it won't say they don't hit anyone. Hunter Green, a good pitcher. Connor Seabold, I don't think is good, obviously, but 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run last time out against the Pirates. I mean, what can we say? Good start. So shout out to Connor Seabold, former Red Sox washout. Next game on our slate, Arizona Diamondbacks versus the Oakland A's. Merle Kelly versus Drew the Polak, as we called him yesterday, because we thought he was going to go, and I guess they made a late switching change to JP Sears. Now he's supposed to go today. And I'll be honest, this is the other play I was looking at. I don't trust Drew. He's given up 5 earned runs in his last couple of starts. It's a little obviously juiced to bet the Diamondback side here and have Merle Kelly in it. So this was just another Arizona team total bet for me. 7th full season against righties, 112 weighted runs created plus. This month, 132 weighted runs created plus. That's second in the league against righties. So I just looked at another Arizona first 5 team total over 2.5 -110, which I'm still debating if I want to make both official, but that's definitely going to be official. And then the other bet, team total over 5 at -125 here for sure. I just runs. And I know we're in Oakland, and sometimes they can be at a premium there, but I just definitely think that the A's are just not good. Well, I should say Drew Rosinski is not good enough to hold a Diamondbacks lineup down that has been second best in baseball this month. So we'll see. Arizona Diamondbacks double up in team totals there. At least going to be one of them are going to be official. We'll see about the other one. 3 plays, 4 plays for the day so far. That's probably what it's going to be at, but let's talk and cap these cards here. And as always, let's look at the chat. The Gas report, and I said your name for the first time ever there, Gas. The Embiid background is pure insanity. It just makes me comfortable, Gas, it just makes me more comfortable. Makes me feel better. And of course, we're wearing the Celtics jersey. Maybe Joel Embiid's sad face will bring me luck today. Rocco Rogers saying a double result, first 5 full game there for the Diamondbacks, excuse me, -105 there. I like that. And Nasty Nate joining us. Shout out to you, Nasty Nate. He also saying Rocco Rogers is also saying had the full game over in yesterday and a team total over in Oakland. Every time you think it's over, Oakland helps you out. So there you go. There we go. So there's my plays there for that game at the least. So there's a little double up there. Let's move on. Next game, we got a little bit of a bum fight here with the Kansas City Royals. I guess every time they're in a game, it's a bum fight, huh? Against the Padres, -230, up from -210 last night. It's gone up. Do I really agree with it? No, just because the Padres have just not been good. They're the worst hitting team against in runners in scoring position this year. Sub 200 I saw on MLB Network, and I was like, oh God, that's disgusting. So really, I wanted nothing to do with this. And shockingly enough, I've mentioned it throughout the month, and it's staying this high. So I guess it's starting to become legit. They're third against righties this month are the Kansas City Royals. 126 weighted runs created plus. What can we say? If they're hot, they're hot. I definitely lean Royals here. Michael Wacha has pitched well in his last few appearances, but we kind of always are waiting for the other shoe to drop. And of course, you guys know what's coming. Helen Brad Keller has been just good. Obviously he got crushed once against the Oakland A's. We'll talk about that. But 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run, and against the White Sox, solid. Crushed against the A's, 4 1/3, 11 hits, 7 runs, only 6 of them earned. And then in between that, or I guess say before that, 5 1/3, 6 hits, 1 earned run. It's kind of just catching him on the right day, et cetera, et cetera. But Brad Helen Keller, and again, shout out to Mitch Helen Keller, who's been pitching phenomenal too this year. So the Kellers are just, what can we say? The Kellers are dominating. So I definitely lean towards the Royals. I don't want to back them with my own personal money, but if I had to make a bet, gun to head, it's absolutely Royals here. So Royals are past, everyone. Again, let's shout out the comments as always. Craig Wood, yeah, I guess Spin Doc's Wi-Fi shit out on him. That's unfortunate. He'll be back next week, so no worries there. Doc, if you're watching, don't stress about it too much, my man. It happens. JPZ saying, so team total for the Braves, 4.5, -135, and the Rangers is team total under at -140. That's a kind of a story if you look at those kind of things there. So there you go, JPZ, good info. Shout out Jacqueline for watching the show as always. Jacqueline, if you're a mom, I hope you had a nice Mother's Day. Craig Wood, Brad is pitching like he's blind, not deaf. Walking batters. Okay, all right. I like that analogy. Shout out to you there. And shout out to Top Set for joining us. And look at this. Look at this. Mark's Review 2.0 with basically a write it down kind of comment. Orioles money line today. Remember this comment when you're throwing away your Angels tickets. LOL. Shout out to Mark's Review there. Mark's, the fury of that comment makes you want to back the Orioles, truthfully. But I passed on the game, thankfully, it seems. So shout out to you, Mark, my guy. Next game on our slate, Giants, Phillies here, and another game. This is a game I was really close on moving on. And shout out to Nufflesh Allen, wherever he is. I hope he's in the comments somewhere and let us know what he thinks about this game. But I was close to moving on the Giants' first 5 here. I was like, this seems like it's another opener situation, though, which is kind of the reason why I'm off of it. I don't want to back the Giants against lefties. They've just been bad against lefties this season, 24th full season. 107 last 2 weeks, so that's okay. And originally this is supposed to be Bailey Falter, and it's assumed that Bailey Falter is going to come out or come in after Connor Brogdon gets an inning or two here. But I that's the thing. It's just tough to back him against lefties, and against righties. Full season, they're third, 114 weighted runs created plus. Last 2 weeks, 89 weighted runs created plus, 18th. So it seems like to me it's a Giants are past kind of start. There's always concerning backing a pitcher coming off the IL, but Alex Wood, he threw a rehab start. He did okay, 3 2/3, 6 hits, 2 runs, one of them earned, coming off a hamstring, and he pitched an inning out of the bullpen. just for shits and gigs to get yourself back into it. I don't know. Giants do it a little weird over there. At the Diamondbacks, 1 inning, 3 hits, 1 earned run. So get it out there. So he's first start back from the hamstring. Not sure what's going to happen here. I definitely lean towards the Giants, but I ended up passing on this game too. Again, let's check out the comments. As always, AOD, Joel Embiid, they definitely do need help. And by the way, Rocco mentioning a good point, and I shouldn't blatantly just say that they don't hit lefties. They don't hit good lefties. They hit bad lefties, according to Rocco. I'm sure Nutflush would say the same thing as well there. He likes Giants first 5 minus 115 as well. Top set, I almost said rock set there. Top set likes Red Sox, Cards, Giants, and the Giants under 4. And there we go. And by the way, I will plug my man, his charity to the ALS foundation he has and his mom. I'll plug that information before we get out of here too. Don't worry about that. Yeah, I like the Giants here. I really do. And the real question is, what are we going to see from Bailey Falter, who's been one of the worst pitchers in baseball this year? Rocco, I trust the chat often with plays, and I'm going to trust you here. I'm going to move on the Giants first 5 money line. I've got first 5 money line at minus 120. Let me check Bet Online real quick as well before I move on it, because we want to do all the best line shopping we can. It's actually minus 117 at Bet Online. So I will move on that after the show is over. Giants first 5 money line for me there. I'm just stomping on the city of Philadelphia when they're down. Just stomp on them. Stomp on them. So I love it. It's going to be fun. Thanks, Mark's review, for the nice comment. Love watching the show before I make my final bets. Appreciate you, my man. Hey, that's what we're here for. If I don't give you the right plays, at least you get the information so you can make the right plays. And that's all that ultimately matters here. Let's all collectively win as a group. It's not about me making money. It's not about one person making money. It's about all of us making money here. So all of us together to beat the bookies, as they say. Last game on our slate, and let's talk about Twins versus Los Dodgers here. And you guys know me. One of my guys, one of my favorite human beings, Pablo Lopez, against a pitcher that I can't stand in Noah Syndergaard. And it seems like it's a right price for me, plus money, Twins first 5. But I ultimately ended up staying off just because I respect these motherfucking Dodgers. The Dodgers are just really good. And I'm glad that I didn't move on any futures before the season, besides the Red Sox to make the playoffs. And that's just me being a homer, obviously. But I'm glad I didn't move any futures, because I would have bet the Padres to win this division. And the Dodgers are just going to do their business again and probably win that division going away again. And they're just a really good ball club. They have not hit lefties yet. They're turning that on as we speak. Against righties, their second full season, 119 weighted runs created plus. 5th last month, or this month, I should say, 120 weighted runs created plus. So that doesn't seem like it's stopping. And I don't want to give Noah Syndergaard credit, but he's been fine this year. Like if he faces a team that doesn't really steal that much, he's better, obviously, because he's the slowest delivery out there. Him, Kenley Jansen, Chris Sale all just get stolen on left and right. But he's coming off a finger injury. He pitched 1 inning against the Brewers and came out. Do I want to really back him here? No. So I passed this game. I actually lean towards an over after capping it all out. I think that the Dodgers will definitely get some runs off of Pablo, even though he's been phenomenal. 6 1/3, 2 hits, 1 earned run against the Padres. Dominated the White Sox, 7 innings, 6 hits, 2 earned runs. Yeah, I just passed, unfortunately. Maybe a first 5 over specifically here as well. But a pass game for me, unfortunately, to end the card. I'll always look at the comments here before we move on here. But I do think both these offenses can get some runs here for sure. Top set saying Dodgers are boss. Rocco saying don't be fading my boys. I'm assuming he's talking about Los Dodgers. Saturated took the over here as well. Nathan Cernan leaning Philly here. Rick J just moved on Astros -1, Arizona first 5 here. JPZ saying he'll never put his money on Alex Wood, and I can definitely understand why you wouldn't want to do that. I'd rather bet it on Alex Cobb than Alex Wood. I can tell you that much for sure. So yeah, a pass game for me here. I respect the Dodgers a lot. First 5 over, maybe full game over like Saturated has already. That would be my play, but I'm staying off there. Beautiful work, everyone in the chat as always. Unfortunately, like we said, it seems like Doc's Wi-Fi or something went out on him, so we're not going to fret too much. It happens, like we said. He'll be back next week, no problems. And we appreciate Doc for all the time. And again, I forgot who told me to plug his charity real quick, or his foundation, I should say, but definitely go visit the Michelle Gargaro Foundation, the website in the chat right now. Go donate to a good cause right now. Like Doc always says, ALS is a fucking hell of a disease. It's a 24/7 thing. You got to take care of the person that has it. So it's hard to raise money for that kind of stuff. So go donate today in whatever way you can. And if you're in the Minnesota area, go consider playing in Doc's charity golf tournament that he does over there. It'll be a whole lot of fun. And I'm sure you can find more information on his website. Plays officially official for me here. And since I have I'm going to make the Giants officially here. I'm only going to take one side of the Arizona double up here. So I'm doubling up on the Braves here. I don't trust a pitcher making his debut that's a lefty against the Atlanta Braves. That just does not seem like a smart decision. Hope he does well, but we'll see. First 5, team total over 2.5 minus 105. Full game, team total over 5 at minus 105. Diamondbacks first 5, team total over 2.5 there at minus 115. And lastly, Giants first 5 money line there at minus 117. Riding with you, my guy, Rocco Rogers, or Rocco Rogers, whatever you guys want to call him. I'm going to keep calling him Rocco. I don't know why I like calling him Rocco. Maybe I think of Robert Covington, former 76er as well. So I'll be a whole lot of fun. Drop your comments and drop your plays in the chat as always, guys. We appreciate it. We mentioned Justin Stackpot over 9 of the Yankees game. We've got Carlos Garcia's reverse cowgirl play on the Twins money line, which we just talked about that game. Mark's review liking the Orioles a whole lot, and honestly makes me want to put some Orioles money in there as well. But yeah, that seems to be it, everyone. It's going to be a good time nonetheless. Tomorrow, Loshak show. Jimmy out tomorrow. So Peter Loshak going to be all by him lonesome. Cap in the card. Ghoster will be there. Mr. Trotwam will be there. Debbie Cab will break down the baseball with Pete. And then I'll be back tomorrow as well. Same time, 4 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central. Say Hey plays. Bobano joins us on Tuesdays as always. So high volume Bobano will come in, and I will try to keep my volume lower and lower because we are climbing out of a fucking hell of a hole we dug in for that first month. And now we're going to keep climbing out of it. 92, 124, and 18, down 36.88 units. Transparency here sucks, but we're transparent. We're going to climb out of this, and hopefully by the All-Star break, we can make this a respectable number. Hector Sanchez, Rocco, Professor Chris, Mr. Heat, J-Dub, Mike Wilkerson, saying a favorite over of the day, trying to hammer something. I guess I gave you 2 team total overs there, but if I had to give you just a full game over, I would bet on that last game, Twins-Dodgers over for sure. Saturated, Mark's review, Nathan Cerna, AOD, Craig Wood, all you guys, Rick J, ASD, Jacqueline, thanks for watching. Nasty Nate in here as well, who saw me get my chest slapped in person. If you guys are interested in watching that chest slapping, go to Pub Culture TV right now on the YouTube machine, our sister channel. You can go see that on the shorts right there. 1,000 people have already watched that. A lot of people like watching me get my chest slapped, huh? Woo Woo, Kenny Woo, Craig Wood, Chaz Lamar, all you guys, thanks again. Joe Yurkovich, cash it already. Shout out to you, my man. Let's get after it today. Say hey on social media at Jose Bouquett, and I'll see you guys next time for another edition of Say Hey Plays.